Om Namah Shri Yatirajaya Vivekananda Suraye Satchit Sukha Sarupaya Swami Netapaharane Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shetva Pranamami Muhurvuhu. Dear Sri Mahendra Bhai, dear Dr. Bhadraben, the dignitaries present here, the guests present here, the teachers, the parents, and my dear young friends, students, I am extremely happy to meet you all this evening. It is like a dream coming true. Many years back, probably 15 years back, when I was in Rajkot, that time I met Sri Mahendra for the first time, and he told about Vivekananda Vidyapith. Since that time I had been cherishing desire that when will I see this beautiful institution. And today I was so happy. Such a wonderful institution, neat and clean classrooms, and everything in order. And at the outset, I must congratulate Sri Mahendra Bhai Jani and his associates, all those who have worked hard for the last 34 years to come to this stage of perfection. Such a wonderful institution. I really give hearty congratulations to him and for the wonderful work that he has been doing in the field of education, which is the need of the hour. If we want to save the civilization, Swami Vivekananda said, civilization can only be saved by spiritual culture. There is no other way out. And that spiritual culture is being provided here. So I really congratulate him. I congratulate the students who have been receiving such wonderful training, and I was so happy to listen to their prayer, all in harmony. Normally we are experts in disharmony, but all in harmony. Beautiful. Of course, the congratulation must go to the music teacher also. But I was very happy, and I am so happy to meet you all this evening. And just as now Mahendra Bhai was telling that this importance of spiritual life and importance of spiritual practice, this is the question that comes to many people. But now the modern science is coming to rescue, to clear our doubts. All these students, I go to various students, various places, I have come here to participate in the 19th International Congress on Vedanta being organized by Massachusetts University, and that is from 28th to 31st July. And I got the permission from our headquarters for only 6 weeks. So I have to back calculate. 2nd August I must leave India. I must leave America for India. Now back calculate. So the earliest I can come is 18th. So I came on 18th. By that time the institution is closed. Then I lost my hopes of seeing the students. But at least I said at least I will have a look at the institution. So Mahendra Bhai said, we will have an informal get together. Let us see how many come. But I am very happy that few students are at least here. Had I come during the time when the institution was running, I would have been still happier. But then this is the good compromise, that we have at least an informal gathering. So I am very happy to meet the students. So I go all over the country in India, meeting the students. That is my hobby, meeting the students. I have conducted more than 1,000 workshops on total personality development. And we have, as you just now heard, We have started Vivekananda Institute of Higher Education Culture, Vivek, when I was in Porbandar. Similar activity we have started in Baroda. A lot of education, value education programs at various levels for teachers and students. So there what we are trying to give in the name of value-oriented education is not the normal type of values education that is being given by other institutions. Our value education programs are based on spiritual training because that goes to the fundamentals and that prepares the foundation. And why we are going for it? Because Swami Vivekananda said, education alone is the panacea of all our evils. That is the solution of all our problems. But then, what type of education? Not the type of education that is normally given in the institutions. I don't know about America, but in India at least I can say that Swami Vivekananda wanted man-making education, character-building education. There what we are giving in most of the institutions, of course there are exceptions like Vivekananda, Vidyapith, there are also some few, but most of the institutions are not giving man-making education, money-making education, and not character-building education, demon-making education, Rakshasa-making education, terrorist-making education. Yes, these terrorists, they are well educated in our institutions. Engineers, doctors, and they are becoming terrorists. So, what type of education they have received? We are producing giants, genius, very good engineers, very good doctors, giants, but selfish giants. Demons, Rakshasa making education. I sometimes jokingly say, Swamiji wanted man making education, we are imparting demon making education, Rakshasa making education. What is a Rakshasa? Demon? Not the type of demons that you see with two horns on the TV set, the TV programs. No. This is a special type of demon, what I am talking about. Bhartrihari, great Sanskrit poet, he has written a book, beautiful book, Niti Shatakam. And there he says, there are 4 types of people in the society. What are the 4 types? Ete Satpurushaha Parartha Ghatikaha Swarthan Parityajye Samamyastu Parartham Udyam Abrata Swartha Avirodhanaye Temi Manav Rakshasaha Parahitam Swarthaye Dignantiye Ye Dignanti Nirarthakam Parahitam Teke Najani Mahe. He is telling that there are 4 types of people in the society. Number 1, Satpurusha, good, excellent human being. What are they doing? They try to do good to others, sacrificing their own lives. Second, Samana Manusha, ordinary human beings. What do? They first try to do good to themselves and then they try to do good to others. Third type, he says, Manav Rakshasa, looking like human beings, but they are Rakshasa looking like human beings. Manav Rakshasa, what are they doing? For their small self-interest, they can do any amount of harm to others. In India, corruption, rampant corruption is there, and that is why we are not able to fulfill the dream of Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda said that India will grow up. Of course it is growing up, it is becoming an economic giant. GDP growth is very fast, but there are 22% people below the poverty line as on today. I told Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam when I met him on 16th April 2003 at Rashtrapati Bhavan, I told Dr. Kalam that you want to make India a developed country by 2020, very good. But I can tell you, even if you bring the wealth of the whole World Bank, the poverty of the people will not go. GDP growth may be there. I told in 2003 and that has come true. We had 9.5% GDP growth and yet 22% below poverty line in India. Why? I told at that time, the corruption is so rampant in the country. The former Prime Minister said, if you put 1 rupee into the 5-year plan, only 15 paisa comes to the grassroots level farmer. I told Dr. Kalam that I am afraid even 5 paisa is coming or not. Inside, right from top, everybody from minister to the officers, down to the senior, junior officer, junior clerk, everybody is putting some money in the pocket. By the time it reaches the farmer, it comes 5 paisa, and it is so much delayed, by that time the farmer has committed suicide. That is rampant corruption. Rampant corruption. And that corruption is everywhere. Maybe in America it is less, but it is there. But in India it is much more. In developing countries much more. That is why they are not able to become developed countries, because the benefits are not going to the grassroots level people. So, there, I give the example, an executive engineer, what does he do? He tells the builder, you can mix any amount of sand with cement, don't worry. You give me 10 lakh rupees. And he takes the money from under the table, not from above the table. He takes 10 lakh rupees bribe and allows the builder to mix any amount of sand with cement with, and that builder, government contractor, he builds a big check dam, but it's all sand, no cement. And so there is heavy rain, naturally the dam is burst, and thousands of people become homeless, hundreds of people die, crores of rupees, of millions of rupees of loss to the nation, but that executive engineer is laughing, doesn't matter. I have already built my house with 10 lakh rupees, Desh Jaya Bharati, Samaj Jaya Bharati. Let that country go to dogs. I don't worry. Selfish giant. A doctor, when I was in Rajkot, one of our relatives went to Bombay they were advised to go to their specialist. And then after returning, she told me, Swamiji, do you know, the first question the doctor asked, he didn't ask, since how long you are suffering, what is the trouble, nothing. He said, how much can you spend? Depending on the budget, he will tell the disease. So if your budget is 3.5 lakhs, there is a package. 3.5 lakhs, there is a package. Within 3.5 lakhs rupees, we will do testing, laboratory testing in our own laboratory, and we'll prepare the report as we want, and then we will do an operation, even if it is not needed, because within 3.5 lakhs rupees we have to do. And then that operation will be carried out, and if the patient dies, he said, don't worry. The cost of cremation expenses is included in 3.5 lakhs. Don't worry. So even if he is not needed, operation will be done and the patient will be killed, because they are interested in money. Such types of doctors, such types of engineers, they are all not human beings. Bharati says, Manav Rakshasa. They are Rakshasa in the form of human being, demons. And then he says there are 4 types of people, but I can't give the name. Satpurusha, Samanya Manusha, Manav Rakshasa, because these people are worse than Manav Rakshasa. The 3rd type of people, they try to do back to others, harm to others for their small self-interest, but the 4th type of people, they don't derive any benefit, but they enjoy others' downfall. Somebody else is suffering and they feel so happy. They feel so happy. Somebody's house is burning. Oh, very nice, his house is burning. But did you get any benefit? No, his house is burning, I am so happy. Some student has failed in exam, oh, I am so happy. But did you get any 1 mark extra? No, but I am so happy, he has failed. So those people who derive joy out of others' downfall without any benefit to themselves, they are the 4th type of people, worse than Manav Rakshasa. These are the 4 types of people about whom Bharti is described. And now I have made a latest research. There is 5th type also. Maybe they were not available during Bharti's time. And I can't give the name because 4th type there is Te Kena Jani Mahe. So 4th, 5th type also Te Kena Jani Mahe. I can't give the name, I can tell you what do they do. 4th type of people, without any gain in their side, they enjoy others' downfall and others' harm. But 5th type of people, they enjoy others' downfall so much that by harming themselves, they try to do good harm to others. By harming themselves, they do harm to others. So what do? They sit down in an aeroplane and just strike with the World Tower, Twin World Tower, New York, gone. 5,000 people dead. Ah, I'm so happy. I have been killed. Doesn't matter. I am dead, but I have killed 5,000 people. By killing themselves, they kill others. These are the fifth type of people. There is a story about the conch shell. No time for me to recount the story. But then one person, he prayed to God, please make me blind, so that the neighbor becomes blind. He falls down into the well and dies. I'm so happy. I have become blind, doesn't matter. But let the neighbor die. So by harming themselves, they try to do harm to others. So much they derive pleasure in others' harm. That is the fifth type of people. That is why Swami Vivekananda, in our society, the third, fourth and fifth type of people are there in good measure. But second type, ordinary human beings are less. And Satpurusha, we have to see with the microscope. Not available. That is why Swami Vivekananda said, what we want is man-making education, character-building education. So this character building is very important. And for this character building, if we really want to have success in life, I tell all the students, because if I try to talk to them about character building, they will not listen. But personality development, yes. So I have got a packet. Total personality development, not personality development. Total personality development. I have given a CD to Mahendra Bhai, and that must be shown to the students. So because personality development is really a catchy word. So under that total personality development workshop, I tell them that what is the difference between TPD, total personality development, and personality development. Personality development, there are so many courses they are going on, but what do? They just tell them how to impress others by your external appearance, what type of matching dress to wear, what type of hairstyle, and then what type of etiquettes and manners. Hello, how are you? Fine, thank you. Then communication skill, how to give lecture, there it ends. So external develop the personality. But if you really want success, long-term happiness, then we have to have total personality development. Not only external, but internal also. So, tell them, physical development of personality, yes. External personality, of course, you must have that one. Because even Swami Vivekananda said that strong mind is a strong body, the physics should be strong. So you must take nutritious food and have a nice physique and exercise and all that. But that is not enough. Then we must have intellectual development also. But that is also not enough. Even with intellectual development, there are so many students intellectually very bright. Very good marks in the examination they get. They are so bright. But sometimes some failure comes, just they break down. A little problem in life, I will commit suicide. So many students, they come to us, I will commit, and already many are committing suicide. Just some problem. That means mentally they are very weak, intellectually very bright. So mental development of personality is a must. You must have tremendous willpower, mind control. All these are necessary. And the fifth most important is spiritual development, physical development, mental development, intellectual development of the personality, and most important is moral and spiritual development of the person. If that is not there, then what happens? You cannot get long-term success. You cannot get long-term happiness. You will be not a blessing to mankind, but you will be cursed to mankind also. You will be cursed to your family members. You will be cursed to the society. You will be cursed to the nation. If you don't have moral and spiritual, and you cannot have long-term success and happiness if you do not have moral and spiritual development of personality. And then how to get it? There is Panchashila, self-confidence, based on the message of Swami Vivekananda. Self-confidence, self-reliance, self-control, self-knowledge and self-sacrifice. This is the package that I am giving. But now most of the students, they ask this question, why should we go for TPD, total personal development? Because you want total success or you want partial success? Do you want short-term success or long-term success? What do you want? Short-term success or long-term success? Students, please answer. Students who are sitting here, please answer my question. Do you want short-term success or long-term success? Long-term success or short-term success? Long-term success. Now the formula is this. If you want long-term success, you have to work for a long time. If you want a short-term success, you have to work for a short time. Now you answer. Do you want long-term success or short-term success? Are you prepared to work for a long time? Then only you can have long-term success. So if you want long-term success, you have to work for a long time. If you want short-term success, only personality development is enough. But if you want long-term success, total personality development. If you want short-term success, IQ is enough. You know, IQ, intelligence quotient. But now, if you want total success, long-term success, long-term happiness, do you want happiness? Long-term or short-term? Yeah. There are two options. Have some happiness now, suffer for the whole life. And have some suffering now and happiness for the whole life. What do you want? Happiness for the whole life or suffering for the whole life? Happiness. In that case, you have to go for total personality development. In that you have to go, IQ is not enough. IQ is intelligence quotient. But Daniel Goleman made a research in 1991 and said EQ is more important than IQ. What is EQ? Emotional quotient. Emotional intelligence. For example, there is a principal. The principal is a gold medalist. Gold medalist. He is expert in his subject. Everything in the tip of his finger. But there is only one problem with him. When he gets angry, he throws paperweights at his subordinates. So nobody wants to work under him. High IQ, low EQ, he is failure everywhere. High IQ, but low EQ. Emotional quotient. He doesn't know how to control his emotions. He doesn't know how to control his anger. He doesn't know how to control his emotions. So that is why Daniel Goleman says EQ, emotional intelligence, is more important than IQ. And now the latest discovery of the modern science is SQ. 10 years back, Dana Zohar wrote a beautiful book. Now many books have come out on this subject, but that is one of the few earliest books to come. Dana Zohar, she is a professor in Oxford University. The name of the book is SQ, Spiritual Intelligence, the Ultimate Intelligence. Spiritual intelligence, the ultimate intelligence. And there she says, neurologically, physiologically, biologically, psychologically, from every point of view, there is a concluding evidence now that there is something called SQ, which is the basis of both IQ and EQ. And what is IQ? Intelligence quotient. IQ will tell you how to play the game of life. What is EQ? EQ will tell you how to play the game of life under changed circumstances with changed strategies. And what is SQ? SQ will tell you whether to play the game of life at all or not. That is your choice. What is the purpose of life? What is the meaning of life? Why are we here? That is SQ. There is a beautiful Zen story. A horse was galloping at full speed and somebody asked the person, "Where are you going?" The person said, who was sitting on the horse, "Ask the horse." Because I am not leading the horse is leading me. So we are all not leading life. Life is leading us. Like a flock of sheep. You know sheep? Have you seen sheep? What do? They go all in a row. You know, in India, in a village, a teacher was teaching mathematics. He asked a question, a simple question. You see, 10 sheep were going along the road in the forest. Then there was a pit, and the 5 sheep, they went inside the pit. So how many remains? So 10 minus 5 is equal to 5. So one boy said 5. The teacher said, "Fine. Then another boy stood up. Sir, wrong. Hey, 10 minus 5 is equal to 5. You do not know? Sir, you know mathematics better. But you know, I am the person who is every day going with this sheep. So I know the mathematics of sheep better. If the first goes, second goes, third goes, fourth goes, 5 goes, 6 goes, 7. If the 5 goes, rest also 5 will go and 0. 10 minus 5 is equal to 0. That is the mathematics of sheep that you do not. The main message of Vedanta. Don't be a sheep. Be like a lion. He used to give a beautiful story. You do know that story? Do you know that story of lion and the sheep? It's a beautiful story. You must know that. And that story, always remember. This story is very, very beautiful story told by Swami Vivekananda. Gives the message of whole of Vedanta. And throughout your life, this story will help you. Whenever you have depression, whenever you got problems, problems will come. Because life is problem. Swami Vivekananda asked this question, Swamiji, what is life? By Khetri Maharaja, Ajit Singh, he was a disciple. Suddenly one day, they were going in the forest, they were going for an outing. And suddenly Maharaja Ajit Singh ji of Khetri, he asked, Swamiji, what is life? Swamiji immediately replied, my dear prince, life is nothing but the struggle of a being under the circumstances trying to press it down. Life is nothing but the struggle of a being under the circumstances trying to press it down. So life is a struggle. Life is full of problems. So problems will come. But whenever problems come, remember this story and you will be able to get over your depression, your disappointment, your temporary failure, your feelings. Whenever any problem of any nature, some broken relationship or some financial loss or any other thing, all these problems will be removed. You will be able to overcome these problems by this. Just remember this story. You want to listen to the story. There was a lioness going along the forest. And then she saw a flock of sheep was going along this road. Now, the lioness jumped over the flock of sheep. But while jumping, at that time she was carrying a child, carrying a small cub in her womb. She was pregnant. So as she jumped, because of the effort she made of jumping, she delivered the small cub. And that cub, small cub, fell into the flock of sheep. And the lioness went to the other side, and because she delivered the child, she delivered the cub, she became unconscious. And later on she died. Now this small cub, it started weeping because it lost its mother. Now the mother of the flock of sheep, she became very compassionate. Oh, the small child, this small cub is weeping. So it started rearing that small cub. And that small cub started growing along with the sheep. So the food for sheep is grass. So this lion, small lion, also started eating grass, started playing with the flock of sheep, started going along with the sheep, and also started bleating. You know, the sheep, they bleat, bang, bang. So he started bleating, bang. Now after some time, a big lion was going along the forest. It saw at a long distance a flock of sheep is going. All the sheep, they are just bleating, bang, bang, bang. And then that big lion was surprised. At the end of this flock of sheep, there was a small lion that was also bleating and just bleating, bang, bang, and going along with the flock of sheep. So this big lion started thinking, what is the matter? This lion is going along with the sheep. So it came nearer. And as it came nearer, all the sheep, they became so much frightened by looking at the lion that they started running, bang, 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 running. Now the small lion also started running, bang, bang, it also started running. Then the big lion got hold of, hey, where are you going? Why are you afraid of me? These sheep, they are afraid of me because they are sheep and I am lion. But you are lion like me. Why are you afraid? Then the small lion said, bam, bam, bam. I am not lion, I am sheep. The big lion said, you fool, you are a lion and still you are telling you are sheep. You are not sheep, you are lion. And then the small lion again started bleating, bam, bam, bam. No, no, I am not lion, I am sheep. And then the lion said, what, you fool, you do not understand? You are lion. And then the small lion started weeping, no, 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 I am not lion, I am sheep. Started weeping more. Now this big lion became very much angry. Such a small thing this fellow is not understanding. So he caught hold of it by the neck. Just dragged it and brought it near a pond of water. And told, look into the water, look into the pond. Look at your reflection, look at my face. Your face resembles that of mine or that of the sheep. Look. Then the small lion looked into the pond of water. I am looking like a lion, not like sheep. Now you understand, you are lion, you are not sheep. Now give up this bleating, bam, bam, bam. Roar like me. And he started roaring. Yes, now you become the king of the forest. And he became the king of the forest. And Swami Vivekananda, after narrating this story, he said, you see, this lion, small lion, was already a lion, isn't it? But still it was bleating. Why? Because it forgot that it was a lion. Because of its company with the sheep. So, jaisa sam, vaisa ram. So, have a good company, number one. Number two, this small lion forgot that I am a lion. Similarly, Swami Vivekananda says, we are like those small lions. We are like that small lion. We have forgotten our true nature. And that is why we are bleating, oh, I am miserable, I am helpless, how can I control my mind, how can I have a good willpower, how will I will overcome this one, how will I overcome this problem, what will happen to me, I am so much depressed, I am weak, I am helpless, I am weak, I am miserable, no, I can't do this, it is not possible for me, no, I am weak, I am miserable, blah. Why are we doing that? Because we have forgotten there is infinite power within inside each and every human being. That is what Vedanta says. Esha sarveshu bhuteshu gudo atmana prakashate drishyate tagraya buddhya shukshmaya shukshmadarshidi. Inside every human being there is a center of consciousness with that infinite power, infinite potential inside each and every human being. And yet, because we have forgotten our true nature, so what do we say? We are miserable, we are sheep, No, you are not sheep. And that is why Swami Vivekananda told in the World Parliament of Religion, giving the central message of Vedanta, ye the children of immortal bliss. He recounted the shloka from the Shveta Upanishad. Shurvantu vishve amritasya putra aye dhamani divyani tastu Vedahametam purusham mahantam aditya varnam tamasa parastat tameva viditvati vidyapith nanya pantha viditayanaya. I have found out the ancient one, I have found out the ancient one is beyond all misery. Knowing him alone, he shall be free from all miseries. There is no other way out of it. There is no other way. There is no other way. So he said, ye the children of immortal bliss, Shrunvantu Vishreya Bhuttasya Putra. That is the Indian culture. That is the Indian's concept of a human being. What is the concept of a human being? Amritasya Putra. Normally, when you ask any student, what is a man? Immediately the student will reply, sir, man is a social animal. Isn't it? Because you have been taught like that, so naturally he will say, man is a social animal. That is a Western concept. Of course, Benjamin Franklin says, no, man is a tool-making animal, but after all is an animal. Aristotle says, no, man is a political animal, after all is an animal. Alvin Toffler says, no, man is an economic animal, but after all is an animal. That is Western concept. What is the Indian concept? No. Amritasya Putra. You are not animal. What are you? You are the children of immortal bliss, holy and perfect. That is why Swami Vivekananda said, ye the children of immortal bliss, holy and perfect beings. Ye, if it is in our sinners, it is a sin to call a man so. It is a standing libel on human nature. Come up, O lions, and shake off the delusion that you are sheep. Your soul is immortal, blessed and eternal. You are not matter, you are not bodies. Matter is a servant, not ye the servant of matter. That is the central message of Vedanta. You are lions, you are not sheep. You have an infinite power within you. You can do anything and everything. Tremendous, infinite power, infinite potential is there. Only you have to manifest it. How to manifest it? That is why the central message of Vedanta. Dana Zoha is told, SQ is very important. And in her book, she is also given how to develop that SQ. But there, the Westerners, they do not have that, do not know that technique which was developed by our Indian people thousands of years ago, because they had another type of science. They went in search of, they made research and they went in search of science of man in depth, taking mind as an instrument. And that is why where the physical science ends, the metaphysics starts. Einstein says, Dr. Einstein says, where physics ends, metaphysics starts. Where the modern science ends, the spiritual science starts. And that is why Indian excel, and that is why it is told, there it was told, this manifesting of the SQ. And the second discovery of the modern science is, Danaswar says, that this SQ, IQ is available in all the species, including the computers. EQ, emotional quotient, is available only with a few species, not with all species. And SQ is available only with the human species, only with the human beings, nowhere else. That is what they have discovered. The modern science has discovered this SQ only in human brain, nowhere else. And this is what is in consonance with our Indian scriptures. Indian scriptures also say that there are 84 lakhs of species, 84 lakh yoniyon છે, there are 84 lakh yoniyan हैं. There are 84 lakhs of species. Out of that, only human species can have spiritual knowledge, can manifest the divine within, and can get infinite power and infinite knowledge and infinite bliss, and can manifest that Satchit Ananda, that Paramatman. Only human beings, they can manifest the divinity within. They have got that power. That is what our ancient scriptures say. Out of 84 lakh species, only human beings can have spiritual knowledge. And what is the modern science says? No. They are not 84 lakh species. They are 125 lakhs of species. Of course, the difference is not much, cloning and everything is going on. And maybe that time the microscope was not available. So whatever it is, even without those instruments, their guess was not very much different. So they say 84 lakhs. The modern science says no, 125 lakh species. But they are also telling, out of 125 lakhs of species, only one species, human beings, can have SQ. So both are meeting at this point. Development of SQ is possible only with the human beings. Now, do we want to become human being? Already, you are all human beings. Is there anybody having doubt? Every human being has to develop SQ. If you are not a human being, you don't have to develop SQ. Then you need not. Our scriptures say there are 4 things common between animals and human beings. Aha, nidra, bhay, metanam cha, samana metat, pashubhindaranam, dharmo hi tesham adhiko vishesha, dharmena hina, pashubhi samana. There are 4 things which are common between animals and human beings. What are the 4 things common? Ahar. They also eat. Animals also eat. Human beings also eat. Nidra. They also sleep. Human beings also sleep. Bhay. They are also afraid. Human beings are also afraid. And Maitunamcha. They also produce children. Animals, they also procreate. human beings also procreate. And what is the difference? Difference is in religion. The animals cannot have spirituality, cannot develop SQ. There is no SQ with them. There is IQ is with them, with all the animals, with all the species, including the computers. They also have got IQ. But EQ is available only with a few species. Only with a few species. But SQ is available only with the human beings. Only with the human beings. That is not available with any species. That is what the modern science is, and that is what our Indian scriptures also say. So these are the four things in common. But if you want to develop SQ, human being is the only choice. So that is a special prerogative. Every human being has got a special prerogative. Human beings alone can have development of SQ. Nobody else, no other species. Now this is where both are meeting, both East and West are meeting, both science and spirituality are meeting. Our ancient scriptures and the modern science, they both say only human beings can have access to SQ or spiritual knowledge. And that is why we must make use of that opportunity of developing SQ. Without that, our life is not fulfilled. Without that, we will not get true happiness. Without that, we cannot get true success. If you want total success, we must have total personality development. We want a total personality development, not only physical, mental, intellectual, but also moral and spiritual development is a must. Otherwise, we cannot have total success. Otherwise, we cannot have total fulfillment. Dr. Einstein says in his book, The World as I See It, that is the name of the book, The World as I See It, there he says, the true value of a human being is in the amount of liberation that is attained from the self. The true value of a human being consists in the amount of liberation that is attained from his self. So liberation, knowledge of the self, that is the special prerogative of human beings. And there is a beautiful book by Lincoln Barnett, Dr. Einstein and the Universe. That is the name of the book. Dr. Einstein and the Universe. There he says, Lincoln Barnett says, man has a unique capacity. Man has a unique capacity of transcending himself and perceiving himself in the act of perception. And Niels Bohr, the Nobel Prize physicist, says, man is both actor and spectator in this great drama of life simultaneously. Man is both actor and spectator in this great drama of life simultaneously. How? For example, there is Ramayana going on, and there is the fight between Ram and Ravana, and both are fighting. But Ram is not beating Ravana too much, or Ravana is not beating Ram too much. Outwardly, all the people are thinking that they are beating each other, but they are not beating. Why? Because Ram knows that this is Ravana now on the stage. But actually speaking, he is Dinesh and I am Ramesh, and after this drama, we are both going to have coffee inside the green room. So, we are actors and spectators also in this great drama of life simultaneously. Now, this is a special prerogative of human being. We know what we know. That is the thing. Teilhard de Chardin, a great botanist, he was a Christian father, but the books that he wrote, they went against the Christian literature, so that his books were not allowed to be published during his lifetime, but posthumously they were published. One of the best books that he wrote was The Phenomena of Man. And there he raises this question, what is the difference between a man and an animal? And somebody said intelligence. Then Teilhard de Chardin said, not necessarily. There is a cat, okay? You got some milk, you keep it in the kitchen. Next day morning you find the cat has stolen the milk from the kitchen. So what do? You apply your intelligence. Next day you do not keep the milk in the kitchen. You hide it in some other part of the house. Next day morning you find the cat has taken milk from that place also. Who is more intelligent? So Even the cats have got intelligence, dogs have got intelligence, they all have got intelligence. Sometimes they show more intelligence than us. So then what is the difference between man and animal? Teilhard Chardin beautifully says, they also have intelligence, animals also have intelligence, man also have got intelligence, but while a man knows what he knows, an animal does not know what it knows. That is the difference. While a man knows what he knows, an animal does not know what it knows. The cat knows how to steal the milk, but cat does not know that this knowledge of stealing the milk is good or bad. That power of discrimination is not there. Man knows how to steal the milk. Man also knows whether stealing the milk is good or bad. Whether he should steal or not. No, I should not steal. I am a human. It is bad. This power of discrimination, Vivek Buddhi, this Viveka is what differentiates between a man and a man. Human beings, they are in the scale of evolution going up and up. How? By having more and more power of discrimination, Vivek. And the human being having highest Viveka is called Vivekananda. And that's why we worship him. And that is why Vivekananda Vidyapith. Because in Vivekananda Vidyapith, we are worshipping that Vivekananda who is having highest amount of Viveka, power of discrimination. And here the training is given to the students so that they can raise their power of Viveka, power of discrimination. That is why you are here in the Vivekananda Institute, Vivekananda Vidyapith. So remember, we are in Vivekananda Vidyapith. So it is not, Vivekananda Vidyapith does not mean only keeping the photograph of Vivekananda. That's beautiful. I was so happy, so many beautiful photographs are here. It creates an ambience. But most important is not to have Vivekananda only, but also know that Vivekananda, why he became great, why he became Vivekananda, because he had Viveka. Yes, and how he got Viveka? Because he wanted Viveka. You know, his father died. You must have read his biography. When his father died, he was in trouble, and then he told Sri Ramakrishna that I heard that you are worshipping Mother Kali and Mother Kali always listens to you. Then why don't you pray for me? Because we are in trouble and I am not getting a job. That time he was graduate. That time graduate was not a very small thing. He was graduate, not only that, he was doing post-graduation in law. And yet he was not getting a job and the people were starving in his family. So ultimately he went to Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna says, my dear boy, you know I never make a prayer, a selfish prayer like this. That is beyond me. I ask only devotion from mother. But why don't you yourself go to mother? You see, you do not believe in my mother. You know, he was from, Swami Vivekananda was, as Narendra Dutt, he was a student. And he was a member of Brahma Samaj, where they had to give declaration that I will not bow down before any image. They were against idolatry or image worship. So he never went to Mother Kali. Rather, he used to make fun of Sri Ramakrishna. Oh, that's just an image of mother, and then you are worshipping and all that. But now a time came when he had to ask help from Sri Ramakrishna, for help from that mother. And then Sri Ramakrishna, I can't pray like that. But why don't you pray? You don't believe in my mother, that is why you are having problem. You go yourself, go to mother. Okay, today is Tuesday. Today is Amavasya, a special day dedicated to mother. I tell you, today mother will just give you darshan. And mother will listen to your prayer. Whatever you ask, you will get it. Go. Now Swami Vivekananda never believed in Mother Kali or never believed in image or never believed in God or Goddess. But he believed in Sri Ramakrishna because he had seen that Sri Ramakrishna never told a lie. That he had seen. So he got that confidence. No. When Sri Ramakrishna said, yes, I will have a vision of mother. And when he entered the temple of Mother Kali in Calcutta, Dakshineshwar, really he saw not an image but a luminous form going in full of light and benevolence, and he was overpowered and he just went on praying, oh mother, oh mother, oh mother, I don't want anything. Ma, mujhe gyan do, bhakti do, vivek do, vairagya do. Oh mother, give me power of discrimination, vivek. Oh mother, give me vairagya, give me dispassion. Oh mother, give me devotion. Oh mother, give me knowledge. I don't want anything else. After this, he came back to Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna said, what? Did mother give you darshan? Yes, yes. I had a wonderful vision of mother. Oh, wonderful vision. Okay. So you have asked whatever you wanted. Oh, I forgot. Huh? You forgot. You forgot. You went for what purpose? Only for asking for money, and you forgot. Go again. Again, Swami Vivekananda went. And after seeing the mother, oh mother, I do not want anything. I want only Vivek, Vairagya, Jnana and Bhakti. Again he came back. Sri Ram says, now your desire has been fulfilled. Oh, I forgot to ask. Huh? I heard that you are an intelligent student, you don't remember such a small thing. Go again. Now Swami Vivekananda is going. Mother, give me money, mother, give me money, mother, give me money. As soon as he was stepping, what nonsense I am doing. Sri Ramakrishna used to tell a story. A farmer went to the king, and the king was very happy with that farmer. Okay, you ask anything, whatever you want, I will give you. The king thought he will ask for 2 or 3 villages or 10 or 12 villages. I will give 10 or 12 villages. The farmer said, sir, if you are so happy with me, can you give me 10 kg of brinjal? What a fool, Sri Ramakrishna said. What a fool. He would have asked for 10 villages, he is asking for 10 kg of brinjal. Then Swami Vivekananda said, I am also like that farmer, going to Divine Mother, asking for that money. No. Mother, I do not want money, I do not want anything else. I want Viveka, Vairagya, Jnana Bhakti. Because he asked only for Viveka, he became Vivekananda. He got Viveka and he became Vivekananda. So Viveka, the power of discrimination, is the main thing. And that is what is called SQ. SQ is nothing but developing the power of discrimination. SQ is nothing but Viveka. And how to get that SQ? Now here Vedanta comes towards SQ, because here we have done a lot of research from thousands of years. Now the modern science people, they know that there is SQ. But how to develop SQ? Still they are roaming about. Of course, some good points have been given in the books that are coming out in SQ. But we have got a very good thing, very good knowledge about it available in our scriptures. Swami Vivekananda says, gives the gist of whole of Vedanta in his book on Raj Yoga through one sentence. He says, each soul is potentially divine. The goal of human life is to manifest this divinity within by controlling nature external and internal. Do this either by word or worship or psychic control or philosophy, by one or more or all of these, and be free. This is the whole of religion. Dogmas, rituals, worships, temples, churches, mosques are but secondary details. This is the gist of whole of Vedanta Swami Vivekananda is given. Number one, each soul is potentially divine. This is what Upanishads say. Esha sarveshu bhuteshu gudo atman aprakashate. Inside every human being, there is the infinite power. There is a center of consciousness called Atman. That is, potentially we are all divine. Each and every human being is divine. We are all lions, not sheep. So each soul is potentially divine. The goal of human life, many children, many students ask, what is the goal of... I ask many students, what is the purpose of your life? What is the goal of your life? I want to become engineer, I want to become chartered accountant, I want to become doctor. Yes, it is okay, very good, very good. But what is the ultimate aim of your life? Ultimate aim? I never thought about it. When you will start thinking, when you sit down in the car, the first thing that you should tell the driver, where do you want to go? Yeah. But if you don't tell and the driver doesn't ask, and driver takes you to the airport, and then उल्लू के पट्टे ये एयरपोर्ट नहीं, मेरे को ट्रेन में जाना है, रेलवे स्टेशन 10 किलोमीटर दूर है, तब तो वापस आया ट्रेन चली गई. अरे फर्स्ट पहले बोलना चाहिए ना जाना कहाँ है. फर्स्ट यू शुड आस्क वेयर डू यू वांट टू गो, एंड कार इज गोइंग एट फुल स्पीड बट इन रिवर्स डायरेक्शन. So we have lost the direction. So first thing we have to ask, where do you want to go? Now we have not, they were never thought it. Already 20 years, 21 years, 18 years back you were born. The car has started the journey already, but it is going at full speed also. Nobody is time full, they are all fast, life is very fast, all are moving fast. But which direction? Where do you want to go? वो तो कभी सोचा ही नहीं. What is the ultimate aim of life? What is the ultimate purpose of life? Kabir says beautifully, जब तू आया जगत में जग हंसे तू रोए, ऐसी करनी कर चलो, मरते समय तुम हंसो जग रोए. That is the purpose of life. At the time of death, you don't have regrets. Oh, why I lived like this. जब तू आया जगत में, जग हंसे तू रोए. The small child is born. The small child is weeping, and all the people are clapping. Oh, child is born. All are laughing. Only one, the poor fellow is weeping. Rest all are enjoying. And if that poor chap, and if that child doesn't weep, then others start weeping. There is something wrong. Then they call the doctor, and the doctor gives the injection, and when the child starts weeping, then others start laughing. जब तू आया जगत में, जग हंसे तू रोए. Whole world was laughing. You alone were weeping. Now you live the life in such a manner. At the time of death, you are smiling, and all others are weeping. Oh, इतने अच्छे आदमी तो चले गए. Such a nice man, he is gone. Let them weep. But you are going. मैंने whole life I have lived a very nice life. I have never done anything bad to others. I have been always good to others. I have tried to serve others. I have tried to serve God. I have tried to pick the name of the Lord. And now I am going to the abode of Lord. I am so happy living this body. You can do that. At the end of the day, that is what counts. Ultimately, that is what counts. Any number of Mercedes-Benz cars, Mercedes-Benz car, or any latest model car, you may have. You cannot take along with you to that journey beyond the grave. The car will remain here. Howsoever beautiful car remain here. Howsoever beautiful bungalow will remain here. Even this bungalow will also not go. This is also a house. This house will also be not here. This body also will be left behind. Nothing will go accepting our karmas, accepting the spiritual practice that we have done, that will go beyond the grave. Spiritual practice, whatever we have done, whether in the form of japa, whether in the type of meditation, whether in the form of unselfish service to others, these are the four methods Swami Vivekananda has given. Karma yoga, unselfish service. Bhakti yoga, devotion, prayer, japa, mantra japa. Jnana yoga, that is knowledge, that is acquired through books, but not only shravana or reading or only listening, but also cogitating and then meditating. Shravan Manan Nididhyasana, Jnana yoga. And then also the Raj yoga, meditation. Of course, there is Ashtanga yoga, Yam, Niyam, Asana, Pranayam, Pratyahar, Dharana, Dhyan and Samadhi. 7th step is Dhyan, 8th step is Samadhi, full absorption. So, these are the four methods Swami Vivekananda said of developing SQ. And for developing this SQ, you don't have to go to forest, you don't have to go to Himalayas. Wherever we are, whatever work has been assigned to us, doing that work, we can develop SQ by practicing these four yogas. By practicing these four yogas. Jnana yoga, Bhakti yoga, Raj yoga and Yoga yoga. Now, to make it simpler, these are all, of course, there are books on all these yogas by Swami Vivekananda, but to make it simple, particularly for the students, what I will say, what is Raj yoga? Raj yoga is following the fundamental principles of morality, Yama and Niyama. What is Yama? There are 5 principles. Satya, Asteya, Brahmacharya, Aparigraha, Ahimsa. These are the 5 principles that you have to follow. Satya, truthfulness. Asteya, non-covetousness, non-stealing. Asteya, Brahmacharya, chastity. Aparigraha, non-covetousness. Ahimsa, non-violence. And then 5 niyamas. Shauch, purity. Santosh, contentment. Swadhyaya, study. And Shauch, Santosh, Tap, austerity. Swadhyaya, study. And Ishwar Pranidhan, devotion to God. These are the 5 niyamas. Practice these 5 yama and niyama in daily life and practice a little bit of meditation, morning and evening. This is, in a nutshell, Raj Yoga made easy for the students. Every day, just 5 minutes, meditation morning, 5 minutes meditation in the evening, and try to follow fundamental principles of morality. That is Raj Yoga for you. Made very simple. Jnana Yoga, every day read some inspiring book dealing with development of SQ. Every day. Morning 5 minutes, night while going to sleep 5 minutes. Minimum. I have made it very simple for the students. So 5 minutes morning, 5 minutes evening for development skill. For the elderly people also. But those who have got more time, they can devote more time. But to start, we can make a start, even elderly people. 5 minutes morning, 5 minutes evening, reading inspiring books, Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, or these 4 yogas of Swami Vivekananda, and then meditating on it. That is Jnana Yoga for me. Raj Yoga, this meditation and following the fundamental principles. Then is Bhakti Yoga. For Bhakti Yoga, just chant some mantras. Now we have chanted beautiful slokas from the Vedas. Very nice. You chant some mantra or Gayatri mantra or just Omkar, Pranav mantra, Om, 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 or any mantra that has been given to you by your Guru. Chant this mantra. So mantra chanting, prayer, devotional song, bhajan, kirtan, worship. These are all various methods of Bhakti Yoga. So, but most important is, all these are only for developing love towards God. Just now beautifully Mahendra said, this is this Father's Day, and for us our Father is Sri Ramakrishna. Wonderfully he has said. So developing love towards our Father, that is Sri Ramakrishna, the Lord. The Lord is the Father of all of us. He is the ancient Father, the first Father. Because, of course, I worship my Father. My Father's Father, my Father's 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 Father. Ultimately we reach to that Father, that is ultimate Father. Similarly, Mother, of course my Mother. But then there is one ancient Mother, the first Mother, that is Divine Mother, from where all the whole world is come. So, Father's Day, we have the Lord Himself is the Father of all of us. And that is how we are related. We are all brothers. Why? Because we have got only one Father. And that is God. So, this worship, loving the Lord, that is Prem Yoga or Bhakti Yoga. And fourth, Karma Yoga. Whatever work has been given to us, do our duty in the best possible manner with the spirit of detachment and try to do as much unselfish service as possible. Swami Vivekananda says, unselfishness is more paying in the long run. Unfortunately, people do not have the passions to practice it. Unselfish is more paying in the long run. Unfortunately, people do not have the passions to practice it. Not only that, he gives a very beautiful test. What is the test? How do you test that you have got developed spirituality or not? How do you know that you have got developed spirituality or not? Swami Vivekananda gives the test. Unselfishness is the test of religion. Are you unselfish? Yes. That is, then you are religious. So then Swami Vivekananda gives a very revolutionary definition in his book in Karma Yoga. He says, even if a person has not entered a single church or a mosque or a temple throughout his life, not a single time he has gone to any temple, church or a mosque, and if he has not read any religious book throughout his life, and he has not done any religious act from external point of view, but if the simple power of good actions brought him to the point where he is ready to sacrifice everything else for the sake of others, he is the most spiritual person in the world. Are you ready to sacrifice yourself for others? This unselfishness is the test of religion. But normally selfishness is ingrained in our blood. That is why these spiritual practices are very much required to purify our mind. They are complementary. When we do some unselfish service, it purifies our mind. When we do some mantra, then it purifies our mind. So all the 4 yogas, if they can be simultaneously done. Some people ask me, these 4 yogas, which is the best one? I said, that depends upon you. It's an individual choice. But Swami Vivekananda was asked, then what is the best yoga? He said, all the 4 yogas are equally independently capable of giving you liberation. But what is your bet? What is your choice? Swami Vivekananda says, I want to ride all the 4 horses simultaneously. That is why Romarola says that Swami Vivekananda rode on all the four horses simultaneously, all the four yogas. Yes, he was adapting Raj Yoga right from the beginning. Right from childhood, he was so much lost in meditation. He used to play meditation, and once he was so much absorbed in meditation that a serpent came, a cobra came, but he did not realize. Such a small child. And up to the end, 4th July 1902, at the age of 39 years, when he passed away, his last words were, "Meditate till I call on you." And in meditation he went, and with the flight of meditation, he gave up his body, entered another world. So, he was an adaptive meditation, Raj Yogi. He was a Raj Yogi. Jnana Yogi, oh, so much gas. He was all Jnana within, all Jnana without, but Bhakta within. And Sri Ramakrishna was all Bhakta without and Jnana within. That's what he himself defined. And such a great devotee. The prayer that we did, Namo Namo Prabhu Vakya Manati, and then afterwards, Om Vritam, they were composed by Swami Vivekananda. What lofty emotion. Only a person having extraordinary devotion can only write such type of immortal prayer. What Swami Vivekananda wrote, Khandana Bhavandana Jagavandana Vanditumai. What an immortal prayer. That's composed by Swami Vivekananda. Such great devotee. Bhakti Yoga, Raj Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and what a great Karma Yogi. Within the span of 39 years, he finished so much of work. He started Ramakrishna Mission, he started such a big organization, he wrote so many books, he gave so many lectures. That's a great Karma Yogi. Who can beat him? So in all the four, he excelled. So Swami Vivekananda says, I will say, every yoga can give you perfection. Why not combine all the four yogas and get the perfection quicker? That is very nice. Now the modern management technique says, if you want more profit, what you should do, you should try to utilize all your resources. So similarly, Swami Vivekananda says, why not utilize all the faculties of our mind, all the faculties that are at our disposal? So we have got hands to work, why not work for the sake of the Lord, that is Karma Yoga, make use of these hands. Okay, then we also have got a mind, why not to meditate on God with this mind, that is Raj Yoga. So we also have got an intellect, why not with the intellect we try to understand and get the knowledge of God, that is Jnana Yoga. And all of us have got a heart, we want to give love, we want to receive love. And I ask the youngsters, how much love you want? 5 kg or 10 kg? 10 kg. 10 kg or 20 kg? 20 kg. Now how much love you want? Afterwards you say, I don't want more love. No, I want unlimited love. Yes. Every one of us wants unlimited love. And Swami Vivekananda says beautifully in his book on religion of love, Prem Yoga, religion of love, he says, there cannot be an infinite love between two finite realities. We are changing all the time and their moods also changing all the time. There cannot be an infinite love. There can be an infinite love between an infinite Atman and infinite Paramatman. That is true love. That will give you fulfillment. And that is Bhakti Yoga. So, combine all the four yogas. So, we have got a heart. Why not love the Lord with the heart? And by loving the Lord, we will never come to grief. So many youngsters come to me, oh, I invested so much on that girl and then she ran away with others. Why did you invest so much? Now what is the use of weeping? So, by giving our heart to God, we will never come to grief. No repentance. No repentance. Love the Lord, thy God, with all thy heart, with all thy strength, with all thy mind. That is just spirituality. So combine all the four yogas, you get this perfection quicker and make the use of all the faculties. And then another advantage of combining all the four yogas is this. You get the advantages of all the four yogas and minus all its disadvantages. How? You know, Raj Yoga is a shortcut. It's a royal path. Now is Raj Yoga. Name itself is Raj Yoga. But there is a danger. This Raj Yoga, though it is a royal path, but it is a dangerous path. Not only that, sometimes there is a danger. Swami Vivekananda says in the book Raj Yoga that if you do not practice this Raj Yoga with the help of a guru, there is a possibility that you may have to end up in a mental hospital. And yes, many people, they come to us also. स्वामी जी उसकी कुंडली ऊपर चढ़ गई और नीचे नहीं उतर रही, क्या करे? किसने बोला था ऊपर चढ़ाने के लिए भाई? जबरदस्ती ऊपर चढ़ा है, अभी नीचे उतर गई. So sometimes it happens that out of over enthusiasm they go on doing all types of practice of pranayam, this, that, and then afterwards they do not know what to do, and the doctors also do not know. So we have to be very careful. The 24 hours you cannot do have pranayam. So what to do? Only 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes pranayam. Rest what you do? You try to combine this Raj Yoga with Karma Yoga. Try to do good to others. 24 hours you can't do pranayam. So combine Karma Yoga with Raj Yoga, then you don't have to go to mental hospital. Now Karma Yoga also, if you do simple Karma Yoga, then you will get exhausted, your mind will become impatient, and you will lose, and you will become full of stress. Then you have to undergo program on stress management. So have relaxation. That is why meditation. Combine meditation with work. So combine Raj Yoga and Karma Yoga. What will happen? You will have less stress. At the same time, you will be able to do more service. You will be able to do the work with more efficiency. At the same time, you will be adept in meditation. So both are complement each other rather than giving service. Then Bhakti Yoga. Swamiji says Bhakti Yoga is very good because it's natural. Everybody wants to love. But there is a danger. Sometimes they become sentimental. Too much sentimental while doing work. Oh, Lord is doing like this, Lord is like this and like that. Then they become emotional. And then Swamiji says that the people tend to become emotional by too much of bhakti. They become too much soft. So what should be done? Add some jnana to that. Knowledge. Then these bhakti people, they will not become sentimental nonsense. And Jnana Yoga is a shortcut, very good, but it is dry. So when you combine Bhakti Yoga with Jnana Yoga becomes very sweet. At the same time, Bhakti Yoga becomes rational. Combine Jnana Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. So similarly, all the 4 yogas, when they are combined, it gives the advantages of all the 4 yogas minus its disadvantage. That is why Swami Vivekananda says, I believe all the 4 yogas should be simultaneously practiced. Now, for students, I have made it very simple. What is to be done? Early morning get up. Very difficult. I think you are all getting up now, at least Vivekananda Vidyapith students. No. In India, what happens? All the students, they say, what? You are telling us to get up at 5 o'clock? That is the time when we go to bed. Whole night they will study, they will go to bed at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock and get up at 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock. Their clock is different. Altogether different. The students, modern students, I do not know the situation here in America. But in India, their day starts by 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the noon. And night 12 o'clock is the real time when they start studying. Till that time they have to create mood for study. So anyway, if you can get up early morning, Brahma Muhurta is the best Muhurta for the spiritual practice. If not, whatever time you get up, depending on your convenience. So when you get up, just 5 minutes of prayer, Bhakti Yoga, 5 minutes of meditation, Raj Yoga, 5 minutes of Jnana Yoga, that's reading good books, reading books of Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda books are best for the students because his message is very powerful, full of fire and full of power. So read books of Swami Vivekananda for 5 minutes, 15 minutes morning, and then again 15 minutes in the evening, same thing. And whole day, try to do Karma Yoga. When you are students, try to study with full concentration. Concentration is very important if you want success. Yeah, that is most important. I will end with that because Swami Vivekananda, if you really are in Vivekananda Vidyapith, then you have to become like Swami, you have to follow Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda said, if I have to do my education over again, I will not undergo the present system of education. First, I will learn how to control my mind, how to concentrate my mind, and facts I can have at my own will. Information I can have at my own will. Swami Vivekananda says, and now it is much more easy. Just have a Google search, to get all information. So information. So Swami Vivekananda says, education is not the amount of information that is put into your brain and runs riot, undigested all your life. That is not. Gaining of information is not knowledge. Knowledge is digestion of even 5 important ideas, making them their life. That is real education. So, Then Swami Vivekananda says, concentration is the essence of education. If I have to do my education over again, I will not undergo the processes of education. First I will learn how to concentrate my mind, how to control my mind. Then facts I can have at my own will. Swami Vivekananda had so much of concentration, yet he wanted more concentration. Just imagine how much concentration he had. I will just give an example. Swamiji was sitting in his room in Belumat, our headquarters. You all will be given one photograph. I have brought one photograph for you. Sri Ramakrishna Sarvadaya Swami on one side is our headquarters, Belumat. Whole panoramic view taken by helicopter. So whole Ganges and everything is there. So there you will see Swamiji's room, where Swami Vivekananda used to stay. That room has been preserved as it is. So Swamiji was sitting in his room just a few days before his passing away. And he was reading a book. The name of the book is Encyclopedia Britannica. Big volumes, as you know. His disciple Sir Chakravarti came and said, Swamiji, my God, so many big volumes. It will take whole lifetime to finish all these volumes. Swamiji said, what do you say? Only a few days back these volumes have come and already I have finished 10 volumes. And now I am reading the 11th volume. Huh? Within a few days you have finished 10 volumes? Impossible. I don't believe. Swami, you don't believe? Okay. From these first 10 volumes you ask any question that you want to ask. Disciple asked so many questions and Swamiji replied all the questions. Correct? Sometimes quoting the very language of the book. Then the disciple was very much astonished. Swamiji, this is miracle. Swamiji said, this is not miracle. That is the power of concentration of mind. If your concentration mind, 10 hours study can be done in 1 hour. Many students ask me, sir, Swamiji, how is it possible? 10 hours study in 1 hour? I said it is possible because at present we are doing 1 hour study in 10 hours. Sitting down, I am telling for Indian student, not for you. Sitting down and the eyes are in the book. And the mind is thinking, oh, yesterday I saw that film, that hero was going along that road after the villain. Had he gone along that road, he would have caught the villain. Where are you going, you see? And so many pages, my God, I was reading this and how the hero and the villain comes and this and that. Oh, again start reading. So, at present we are doing 1 hour study in 10 hours. So, if you have concentration, we will do 10 hours study in 1 hour. So, concentration is very important. And not only study, in every matter we will excel. Just today, I read an incident when Swamiji was in Ridgely Manor. Here, Ridgely Manor is very near, beautiful place where I am staying now. From there only I come. Wonderful place. Swamiji spent about 10 weeks in Ridgely Manor during his second visit. That was his third visit to Ridgely Manor. Beautiful place. So Swamiji was at that time his host was Francis Laggett. And Swamiji never saw that at a distance that time golf was going on. That some golf play going on, that a flag was there. He said, what is this? Swamiji said, oh, this is a golf course and you know, if somebody can put that ball into the hole, then he wins, but then it takes a lot of time to develop this practice. Some people have to do 5 attempts, some after 10 attempts, some after 20 attempts, one can get into the ball. Then Swami said, okay, if I can strike the ball into the hole with only one first attempt, how much will you give? It's 50 pence, $50. That time $50 was too much. And then Francis Leggett said, what is the matter? Then he said that Swamiji is saying that only with one attempt he will put, and he does not know this game also. For the first time he has come to see this game, what is golf all about. Then Francis Leggett said, what? It's impossible. Then Swami said, how much do you bet? Then he brought out a note of $10. That time $10 was very much. He brought out $10. I said, okay. Then Swamiji just looked at this one, striked, and the ball went. Very first attempt. They both were astonished. Then Francis Leggett said, Swamiji, has it got something to do with your yogic power? Then Swamiji, I do not use my yogic power for such small things. Now how did you acclimate? I said, I only told my mind that what is the distance? First calculate. So I mentally calculate what is the distance. And I know my muscle power, how much it can go. So I exactly to that calculated thing, I gave the push. And second thing I told my mind, you see, if you can go to that hole, $10.5 is your net profit. successful. So concentration. If you have concentration, you got excel in everything. Now how to get concentration of mind? Isn't it? That's $1 million question. So I'll be very briefly. C is directly proportional to P, where C is equal to concentration of mind and P is equal to purity of mind. Purer the mind, the greater will be the concentration. How to get purity of mind? Ahar Shuddha. Once the food is pure, Ahar Shuddha, Sattva Shuddhi, Ahar Shuddha, Sattva Shuddhi. So, Sattva Shuddha, Dhruvasmiti. Ahar Shuddha, Shuddha, Buddhi Shuddha. Then, Ahar Shuddha, Sattva Shuddhi. And Sattva Shuddha, Dhruvasmiti. Once your Ahar intake is pure, you will have pure mind. And when you have pure mind, you have unfailing memory. So what is ahara? Ahara means food. Once if we are taking food through our mouth, that should be pure, that should be sattvic, there should be non-exciting food. Of course, now the modern generation in India also same thing as you. They all want, all the youngsters are alike, all over the world, they are alike. They are all similar. There is no change. All of them they want fast food. They want Maggie. They want Maggie and they want burger. They are in India also. Burger and chow chow and all those items. They will never take this Indian. So it's a similar taste. But if you really want purity, then food must be pure. So non-exciting food as much as possible. Take pure food. But pure food not only through the mouth. We are taking food through our eyes, through ears. You know 3 monkeys? Gandhiji? Do you remember? Gandhiji's 3 monkeys. Bura mat dekho, bura mat suno, bura mat bolo. Don't look at evil things, don't listen to evil things, and don't speak evil things. One of our Swamijis went to Switzerland for preaching Vedanta. There by the side of a lake, he saw an image of 3 monkeys, but very strange type of monkeys. So far he had seen 3 monkeys. One monkey was having one eye closed, one open. Second monkey, one ear closed, one open. And third monkey, half mouth closed, half closed. He was surprised. So far he had seen only both the eyes closed. What is the matter? He started thinking over what is the message these 3 monkeys are giving. Other 3 monkeys, they give the message, don't look at bad things, don't listen to evil things, don't speak about evil things. But what is the message these monkeys are giving? Then he remembered a shloka from the Vedas, immediately got the meaning. What was the shloka? Just now you chanted, Badram karane shrunuyam deva, Badram pashe makshabhiljatra, Stidairangai stushtvagam sastunuvihi, Vishema devahi tayyadayu, Swastina indro vriddashava, Swastina pusha vishvaveda, Swastina stakshvarishnemi, Swastino brihaspati dadhatu, Badram karane shrunuyam deva. Listen to good things. One ear is bad, one is closed. Don't listen to evil things. But one ear is open. Listen to good things. One eye is closed. Badram pashe makshabe jatra. One eye is closed. Don't look at evil things. But one eye is open. Look at good things. Don't see bad pictures on TV. Don't see other channels which will spoil your concentration. But see good channels. See good programs. Don't read bad books. But read the books which will give you inspiration, which will give you power, which will give you concentration. Read those books. Read the books of Swami Vivekananda. One eye says. Then half mouth is closed. Don't speak ill of others. Don't criticize others. But half mouth is open. But have a word of appreciation for others. During the meditation, keep the mouth closed. During prayer, keep the mouth open. So half mouth closed, half open. So these 3 monkeys of Switzerland give the message, take pure food, don't take impure food, then your mind will become pure. So spiritual practices will give you that purity. That is how you will get concentration. Concentration will give you success in everything, not only in study and in everything. So I have given you for students, particularly I am keeping the students in the focus. But then the same thing applies to the parents also, because they also they want to get success, In every field, if you want success, this concentration is required. And in the life itself, if we really want to have the purpose of life, if you want to fulfill the purpose of life, then if you want to have ultimate self-knowledge, if you really want to have fulfillment in life, if you want to have infinite knowledge, infinite bliss, infinite joy, and if you really want the fulfillment of life, happiness and peace in life, and if you want real total success in life, then we must have spiritual knowledge. We must practice, we must have spiritual practices. And the best spiritual practices, I told you, combine all the 4 yogas. And if we practice, if we try to put all these teachings of Swami Vivekananda into practice, I am sure we will be able to develop concentration, we will be able to develop confidence, we will be able to have more and more success in every endeavor, in studies, in every endeavor, in games, in sports, in everything. And then we will be able to develop our total personality, we will be able to become better human beings, and then we will be able to become a blessing to mankind, blessing to society, blessing to family members, and our interpersonal relationship will also improve. If we have spirituality, our interpersonal relationship will also improve, whether in family, whether in society, whether in the nature. So every way this spiritual development will help us to get happiness and peace in everyday life, will also ultimately lead us to infinite happiness, infinite knowledge, and infinite peace. I am very happy to have talked to you, and I am thankful to all the students particularly for giving your concentrated attention. I was looking at you.